Everyone, and welcome along. It's round 14 of the ILR1 World Championship season. The European season is over. We've been to Spa, we've been to Italy, and now we arrive in Asia for the Singapore Grand Prix. It's a night race. It promises to be a cracking weekend. And hold on a minute, I'll wait a minute for this little scene to go by. There we go, the scene's skipped there. But yes, alongside us tonight, we have Jamie. Jamie, promises to be another cracking evening's racing. I was going to say afternoon there, wasn't it? But yeah, evening.
Oh yeah, it is the evening. What the hell? Yeah, welcome to Singapore at night. What time is the Singapore Grand Prix in real life? Like 11?
No, it's not as late as that. I'm sure it's about 8 or 9 if I can remember rightly. Oh. I think it's 8 or 9 o'clock. It wasn't as late as 11, no. Okay. Certainly wasn't that late.
Well, I was like, oh dear.
I think actually qualifying might be the latest of them all, actually. I think qualifying slightly later, and that's where we are, of course, today. We're all sitting here, ready for the qualifying section. We've got almost a full grid, 19 cars. We were a little bit short-changed last week. We never had Michelangelo and Beastas available for a Titanic battle. We never had Beastas last week, and Michelangelo unable to take any advantage of that because, of course, he crashed in Monza last week. A lot of cars crashed. Shimasi struggled as well, and it was a slightly surprising one, you could say, for Lickle Blocks, Jamie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. Actually, I'll give it to him though. Fair play, good drive. He finally got his head out, which is something I've been waiting for all season long. I mean, he was doing very well and then dropped off a bit, but now he's doing with that win in Italy. Hopefully, that'll bring back his resurgence to start winning races again.
Yep, absolutely. We'll wait and see. But we do have 19 cars out there, and we do have Beastas back. We do have Michelangelo, and I suppose they're going to be very, very quick, Jimmy. If it's a dry race, what kind of strategy would you expect here, Jimmy? Are we expecting a two-stop, maybe? It is the longest race on the calendar, of course, of all.
Well, it's weird because, like, I guess the 50% scaling isn't truly 50%, because in a 100% race, you can almost do basically ultra soft, super soft, but in a 50%, it might end up being a two-stop. Maybe
okay,
ultra soft soft. Ultra soft soft is probably the best way to go.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah,
well, that will be interesting to see if.
It's not worth trying to go for the aggressive two-stop when it's already difficult to overtake on this track as it is.
Okay, and yeah, but will be interesting. The one-stop, the two-stop works out. We'll see. But I mean, yeah, I've got no idea. I've not done any practice for.
I haven't done any practice either, so I'm just basically going off of what I'm guessing here.
So we'll have to wait and see. But it is a wonderful night here in Singapore. I love this circuit, Jamie. I mean, I love the surrounding. I love the event that surrounds it. There's so much going on in the city for the fans and the grandstands to enjoy over the weekend. And yeah, I think this is a real feature on the Formula One calendar. It's starting to become a modern classic, in my opinion. I don't know if you agree with that, but I certainly do think that. And,
modern classic, yeah. It's something new.
To see it's something new, and I think it's a great event for Formula One, and it's on a fantastic show. But I've got to ask you, Jamie, pole times, what can we expect from the front runners, the likes of Michelangelo, Beastas, Shimasi, those kind of guys? What do you think this afternoon might be possible?
I really have no clue. I don't know what, actually, for the first time ever, I don't know what a good lap time here is. I'll say maybe like a low 37, or like a high 36 possibly. Like a 36.9? I don't know, I feel like I'd be pushing too hard though. Maybe like a 37 dead.
Well, I'm going to ride on board with Shimasi and see what he can do then. As he comes out of the final corner, 37 dead, 36.9 maybe, says Jamie. Let's watch then as we go with Shimasi into the first corner, and he heads down onto the brakes using all the curb available and down into turn 2 and 3. Exiting here, up through the gears, Jamie, and now probably down towards one of the best overtaking areas on the racetrack, just coming through this corner here. Get some curb and then down Raffles Boulevard.
Oh, yep.
The Ritz-Carlton sits on the left-hand side. That's where all the drivers are usually stationed, and you can get some autographs down there on the left-hand side at Raffles Boulevard, and now down into the end of that first sector. Jamie, is that the best overtaking opportunity on the track? Yeah,
literally on the entire track, that's probably the best overtaking opportunity. You have that one, you have turn 1, and then if you can sneak one up over the bridge, you know that narrow bridge before the long bridge, that's also a decent overtaking opportunity. It's a lot tougher this year because they've tightened it up a bit, but that's a good overtaking opportunity. I'll show you the corner that Shimasi's pulling into right about here.
Yep, there you go, over the Anderson Bridge into one of the tightest areas in the Formula 1 calendar, and you can just send a missile up the inside there. And again, if you're really good and your opponent gets an exit down here, down the Esplanade Bridge and into the braking point here, another opportunity at the end of the second sector to make a move. Then it's all single file stuff as you start to go out towards the Marina section. Down in the brakes as we see here, Falcon put in the first time on the board, a 1:37. 37.3, past the big, that's a huge grandstand on the left-hand side. Doesn't really show much of the racetrack, which is a bit strange, but underneath the grandstand they go, and now down underneath the highway now. Right, then left, then up, right tight towards the barrier. Look how close Shimasi gets as he heads towards this final corner. Past the Singapore flag on the left-hand side, almost flat through the final turn. Shimasi for the line, and he goes third quickest, and that's a 1:37.5. But it's Michelangelo, predictably, in the McLaren, Jamie, who's gone quickest, and he's not too far away from what you said. And Lewis now, Paul last week in Monza, showing what he's capable of, and he goes Paul now in that Force India, a 1:37.2. And Jamie, the worst signs last week in Monza. And Pistas now blows the bar further, a 1:36.9. The track rubbering in, these drivers on the street circuit, winding themselves up, finding the rhythm, and just beginning to test the limits of the racetrack, to test the limits of their cars, test their confidence a little bit, and push it right towards the edge of the racetrack. And that is rewarded Pistas, with the only man being in the 1 minute 36s, a 36.9. And Jamie, that's going to be a tall order, isn't it?
Yeah, that's going to be a tall order. I did say like 37.0, 36.9, so I mean, if it's that early in the session, they're going to go quicker, so my pole prediction is actually incorrect.
Well, we'll see. They might be right. They might bottle it. They might all bottle it. We'll wait
you never
and
know.
see.
You never know.
You never know. But ILR2 is known as where all the bottle jobs are. It is, isn't it? We all talk about these great qualifying laps, and then they never arrive.
The thing is, though, the thing is with ILR2 is it has to be the most compact grid when it comes to qualifying.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. ILR2 is without doubt the most compact. I mean, this is very competitive to ILR1. It's where the best racing is, I think. But I think just a couple of the drivers just seem to eat the time out at the end of the session, don't they? And just pull away a little bit. But Vistas, he's really delivered really early on here. It's quite impressive. A quick word on Lewis, Jamie, as he comes round the final few corners. I think he's going to come into the pit stop at the end of this lap. Is he? No, he's going to finish this. Where's he going to go then? Oh, he's way out of shape in the final corner.
Oh, within
and
a 10.
he actually goes closer.
Within a 10.
So Lewis has got something in his pocket, Jamie, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think Cliffy's throwing the car around a bit too. He's going quicker.
Let's watch Cliffy then. I was going to have a word on Lewis, but we'll wait for Cliffy, who's absolutely pushing the limit. He started to improve in recent weeks, Jamie, hasn't he? He looked a little bit slow when he first joined compared to what we were used to, or what we expected from him. But here comes Cliffy now, underneath the grandstand. And into the final couple of corners, underneath the highway he goes, using all the track and sliding the rear out, and he's coming into the pit, says Cliffy.
Of course.
And that is that. But let's have a quick rundown. 5 minutes to go in the session. We have got Pistas on top by just over a tenth of a second to Lewis in second place. Then it's Michael in third, 3/10 off the pole. ILR Falcon is fourth on his return, his full-time return, I believe now. He was on trial last week. He put in a fine performance to earn driver of the day. Shimasi fifth. He'll be slightly disappointed with that. 6/10 away. Zera Mercedes currently sick. Salon is seventh. Danielle is eighth after that fine podium last time out at Monza. He was loving that on the podium, Jamie, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
He enjoyed that a lot.
Fair play to the lad. What a drive.
Yeah, the Tifosi just loved that, didn't they? They absolutely loved that. So if you haven't seen that one yet, you'll be sure to check that out. The Tifosi absolutely loved that. CJ 9th, Jeff's Revenge is 10th, Hungry Capitals 11th, Hayden 12th, Cliffy 13th, yet to show his hand. Michael Davis, Liam Robbo, Ace of Base, Little Blocks, Johnny, and Bulletproof yet to set a time. But Jamie, I wanted to ask you about Lewis. Very quick last weekend. Is he now starting to become a figure at the front here? Do you think he can start to challenge Pistas and Michelangelo consistently? A bit like Cliffy's trying to do.
I think like he's finally got into the groove. I think he just needed a couple of races to warm up a bit. But I know Lewis. We used to race. I think we raced in PSL1 together, and he was quite rapid. He was really rapid. That's why I was wondering where the pace had gone. But I guess it was just the testing ground for him, and now he's back at it. So it's good to see him up at the top with Michael and Beastas, and I think that's going to be a regular thing for him too, is being able to challenge those guys consistently.
Well, it promises to be a fantastic season next year. Obviously, it's been a little bit disjointed with some arrivals and some departures in ILR1 this year, but I think next year we really are going to be shaping up. Okay, we've still got a championship to decide this year, but I really think next season, Beastas, Lewis, Michael, Falcon coming into it now, Shimasi, there's a lot of cars here, and Cliffy as well. It's going to be very interesting to see who's the quickest between those guys over the course of a season. But Lewis, as we say, really starting to stake a claim. We've seen Cliffy do that too. Okay, he's not really out there at the moment going quickly, but I expect to see it come the end of the session. But yeah, a slight lull in the action at the moment. Who we got out there on a quick lap? We can see Mercedes winding up for one.
Ace of Pace.
Ace of Pace. Let's go on board with Ace of Pace then. Fresh from his racing action during the week. in United League Championship. Did you tune into that, Jamie? It was quite exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It
You best believe I was. Oh, someone's in the wall. Reynolds in the wall. I think that's Johnny. Yep. Yeah, you best believe I was watching the UFC at work, mate. PC well up in full screen, ignoring all the customers. I enjoyed that. Ski Van and that one lad battling for first in that collision. Oh, that was all good fun, mate. That was all good fun. As Ace of Pace go to the line and what? Invalidated lap time. Probably.
Who was that?
Ace of Pace.
Ace of Pace. I see.
That means he needs to nail this lap.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, you're right. And so does the likes of Cliffy as well. I mean, not in a track like this. You certainly don't want to be stuck in any kinds of traffic. Michael Davis is on one now. The man who is currently making the world's worst title defence, as we now lose CJ in the wall, I presume, or he's out of the session. He's had enough.
He's at the PU. They took a look at the PU and it was done. So.
Oh, Jamie's sliding in his classic power unit comment. It's only taken him half of qualifying to do it. Or most of qualifying, but there you go. So who else? It's not even a lap of racing yet, Jimmy.
The PU's gone already, mate.
On the calendar. One of the longest races on the calendar, and you decide to slide in your power unit comment this early on. You've used up your lifeline, Jamie. You've used up your lifeline.
We'll see, mate. We'll see.
You've used it up, man. You've used it up.
We'll see what I've got in store.
Here comes Senna Mercedes. He's currently 6th quick as he comes to the line and goes up to 5th. He moves up one position ahead of Sumasi. Still half a second away though. Who else we got out there pushing? Beastaf starting a lap now. Lewis is still on an outlap. He'll be the last man to see the checker flag. Michelangelo pushing hard in the middle sector. Further round the lap is ERL Falcon. I'm trying to pick up the man who's furthest round. Sumasi is that man. I'm not sure if it's a quick one or a slow one. We'll find out. It's a slow one. Ignore that.
Ace of Pace
So we'll stick with
in. That's it. His qualifying's done.
So Ace of Pace, fresh from his ULC adventures, is struggling here. 16th quickest at best for him. He's not even put a time on the board. Clifty's retired as well, so 14th at best for him. Michael Davis is 11th in the timings. Here comes ERL Falcon. He's only 4th, but he will get another lap. Where is Angelo? He's abandoned his current effort.
Two Ferraris following each other on a qualifying lap. Arriva Benny banging his fist on the pit wall. That's not what they needed. Way too close in proximity with each other. We'll see how that goes. I think ERL Falcon is slightly quicker than Danielle, so it shouldn't be anything to worry about as Zalin bows out of the session. In the wall! The Sauber's chassis. Bits and pieces all over the wall as I think McLaren nearly collected him too. But that's him done.
Angelo, so he might lose time. He might lose time as a result of that. Where is Pistas? Where is Lewis? And we've got Michael out there pushing, as you say, Jamie, the two Ferraris in each other's way, but that's a great effort from Danielle to go up to 5th quickest. I don't think I'll be too bothered if this lap's ruined because that's a great effort from him.
That's a really good effort.
Is slightly quicker than him. Can he follow him round? And can the two Ferraris deliver late on in the session? Sumasi is out there as well. He's a 10th up in the middle sector. I don't know if that's on his current best. I think it might be, but here we go. The Haas car pushing. Who's furthest round the racetrack though? It's Pistas.
Pistas up to the line. Oh my god! 36.5.
Where has he pulled that out from? Pistas lights up the Singapore sky with an absolute belter of a lap time. What an effort from Pistas. What could Sumasi do? He's currently a full second shy of him. He comes through past the Singapore flyer up to the line. Sumasi stays 7th.
Lewis is coming.
And his mid-season continues.
Lewis going under the overpass now.
The two Ferraris coming first, Jamie. The two Ferraris first. Falcon and Danielle. Danielle slightly quicker, I believe, on the lap. Falcon goes second. Danielle
doesn't improve.
Yeah.
Someone's in the wall. Lewis is in the wall. He's in the wall.
Oh, wow. Lewis goes second, but crashes while doing it. Unbelievable.
So what's going to happen there? Are we going to be starting from the pit lane or what in the world? He pit Falcon by 1,000th of a second.
While crashing, well, that is an unbelievable finish to qualifying. Well, the Force India mechanics don't know whether to laugh or cry. Unbelievable. Beastaf puts it on pole, though. That is a blistering time.
Yeah, wow.
A 1:36.5. What does Michelangelo have to say about that? He's a full 7 tenths away, but it's Beastaf who lights up the Singapore sky tonight. He is on pole for tomorrow's race. Lewis with a great effort to be second. Yeah. Unfortunately, his mechanics have got a lot of work to do. He will get fresh tyres though, so that's an advantage. Falcon is 3rd, Michael is 4th. Great effort from Danielle to be 5th. It's Sarah Mercedes 6th. Sumasi will be dutted with 7th. Liam is 8th, Zalin is 9th, and Jess Revenge, he'll be really, really frustrated to be only 10th quickest. That rounds out your top 10 for the Grand Prix tomorrow.
Wow, Wow. Wow, that was a very exciting couple of laps there. Hopefully, CJ and the boys will get the PU sorted out, and the Force India will get their car rebuilt in time.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a tough job, isn't it? I mean, they do, of course, the mechanics, when they're in Singapore, they work on different hours. They actually work on daytime hours at night. So it's like as if, like their 4 a.m. is like their midday kind of idea, or their 5 p.m. Their 4 a.m. is their 5 p.m. So when they would usually be packing up at 5 p.m., they're actually doing it at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
so there you go.
That's tough.
It's not going to be good for the Force India mechanics, is it? They're going to be working well into the night here in Singapore. They'll be not going out for a few drinks in the nightclubs of Singapore tonight, will they, Jamie?
Oh no, oh no! I didn't even think about that. No drinks for the lads tonight because they're repairing the good old pink Force India.
Well, there it is then. We're on the grid, and it is repaired, Jamie. They've done a good job over the night.
Oh yeah, fantastic work.
Fantastic work from Force India, but we get ready now for the Singapore Grand Prix. The formation lap is underway. Let's have a quick rundown of the order and a quick rundown of which tyres are on which car. So we've got B-Stat starting, of course, on pole after that fantastic 36.5 yesterday. Lewis starts second, crashing, of course, as we mentioned, to his way to second position, tipping Falcon by just 1,000th. Michelangelo, disappointed, you would think, with fourth. Danielle, fifth. Sarah Mercedes, sixth. Shimasi, seventh. Liam Robo, eighth. And Zala, ninth. And Jeff Revenge, 10th. They're all on the ultra soft tyres. Then the guys outside the top 10, they get to pick and choose. Hayden's gone for the super softs in 11th, with CJ on softs in 12th. Michael Davis, 13th on the super softs, with Hungry Tadpoles on ultras in 14th. Cliffy, disappointed with his session in 15th with the soft tyres, as is Ace of Pace on the soft tyres behind him. Little Block's the winner last time out, only 17th quickest. He's on ultra softs. Johnny on softs, and Bulletproof at the back on the ultras. Jamie, what surprised you in qualifying, and so who was hot and who was not? What do you have to say about qualifying?
That whole 15th, 16th, 17th is actually quite shocking, to be fair. I didn't expect any of those guys to be that far down the order, especially since those were like almost legit. I mean, maybe it's the strict corner cutting, probably a couple mistakes, you know. I mean, with only 12 minutes in qualifying, what'd you call it? An invalidated lap is huge. That's huge. And I guess that's probably what happened to some of these guys. But I guess B-Stats as usual is hot. Lewis surprised me a bit, and it was good to see Danielle up in the top 5 as well. Proud to see his pace, but though I think Danielle to me was Danielle and Lewis are probably the hottest people in qualifying, and Ace of Pace, Cliffy, and Little Blocks.
A special mention for B-Stats too, though, because that's a fantastic time, isn't it? He's 3 tenths clear of the rest. B-Stats was also, I would say, a star of qualifying. Those who were not so hot, you got to say Michelangelo, by his standards, not a great effort. Shimasi only 7th, and of course the guys you mentioned, Jamie, Cliffy, Ace of Pace, Little Blocks, and even Bulletproof right down at the very back. Not at all a good effort. Jeff's Revenge as well, 10th quickest. He'll be disappointed, Jamie. We know what he's capable of sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be very exciting. I promise it to be a marathon Grand Prix. It's going to be all about keeping it out of the wall. It's very, very hot, very humid. Rain is never far away. A trip to the barrier's never far away, Jamie, is it? I've got to ask you, where's the trickiest part of the racetrack? Quickly, of course, before the lights out. Where do you say we might see a few
Anderson
cars
Bridge.
off?
If you get the line wrong at Anderson Bridge, you can hit that wall because of how narrow and how awkward it is now. It can get really messy through that corner. That's, in my opinion, the most dangerous corner as the 5 lights are coming on now.
Well, here we go. 5 lights on, B-Stats on pole, Lewis alongside, lights out in Singapore, heading towards the first corner, and Lewis has got the jump, has he? He's pulling alongside B-Stats, Lewis into turn 1, the bang wheels, and Lewis has done it! He moves ahead of B-Stats, the bang wheels again into turn 2, but Lewis has got the jump on B-Stats. It's a perfect start for the Force India. He had to rebuild his car in qualifying, and it was worth it, because he now leads the Singapore Grand Prix. All sorts going on in the background, but it's Lewis leading, B-Stats second, Falcon is third, and Michael is 4. Great start, Jimmy, from Lewis there. Put a marker down on B-Stats into turn 1.
That was brilliant. That was brilliantly done. He edged him out of track because B-Stats was going to hold around the outside, albeit illegally. So he just squeezed him towards the wall and got the move done. That was brilliantly done by Lewis. And now it's all about just keeping B-Stats behind. And it's easier said than done. But then again, it's Singapore, so that is going to favor him just a tad bit. I wonder if B-Stats has damage. Oh, no, maybe not. No, it seems good.
He seems fine, but he's got real pressure on him.
Yeah, he's got real pressure
Falcon
behind
and
him.
Michael all over him.
Oh,
and look at
the McLaren.
Michael having a look, and he's tucked to the side of Falcon, who has a slight mistake there, a slight slide there as they make contact coming out of the Anderson Bridge section of track, and somehow there's no damage to Michelangelo's car or Falcon's left rear tyre. So they both get away with it, 3rd and 4th place, and that gives Bistas a little bit of respite, because I think he was a little bit shell-shocked by the way Lewis came past him into turn 1, and he was under some serious pressure from Falcon and Michael, but that pressure has now abated. But Lewis, we said it in qualifying, we said it at the top of the show, really starting to show what he's capable of, and already here, he's got the jump on Bistas and takes the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix on lap 1. Lewis leads, Bistas 2nd, Falcon is 3rd, and Michael is 4th. 5th for Danielle still, he'll be delighted with that, and it's 6th place for ZR Mercedes, the biggest climber. Jeff's Revenge is up 3 places from the start. Great start from him. Liam Robbo 8th, Alan 9th, and Shamassi's down 3 to 10th place. Not at all, but he's
what's going on back here? Is the Toro Rosso trying to go down the inside of the Mercedes? I think that's, who was that? Michael Davis sweeps around all two of them at the same time, so he's gone from what, 15th to 13th? What a move if that's the case. I think CJ must have been caught. I think, was it CJ or Hungry? Sorry, Hungry Tadpoles. Hungry Tadpoles that was in the Mercedes got caught out napping there, and he goes down to 16th. But what a move by Michael Davis.
Well, that's why he's world champion, Jamie. He's not shown it much this season, but that's a great move. Cliffy coming back though. Cliffy on the soft tires. I'm going to look on the inside. There's no way through.
Something's happened. Something's happened. The Ferrari and the McLaren have made contact.
Yeah, they have, because Michael's dropped down, hasn't he? Oh, we got another accident, and the two of them are off.
The two of them are off.
Michael.
I think they wheel hooked. They wheel hooked and they wheel hooked again.
And oh my goodness, look how congested it is down there. There's about to more damage, and unbelievably, they all managed to get through just about. Hungry Tadpoles is dropping down. Michelangelo's got problems too. Has Hungry Tadpoles got a puncture? He's going very slowly.
What's wrong with that Mercedes? Something must be wrong with that Mercedes.
I don't know, but Michelangelo's front wing is totally damaged. He's in real danger here. And what about the Ferrari of the RL Falcon? We barely saw it, and the RL Falcon's got front wing damage as well.
You know the corner after the DRS straight, how it goes to the right and then back to the, or how it goes to the left and to the right? When it went to the right and they're exiting the corner, they wheel hooked. They were side by side, and it was kind of awkward. And Michelangelo's front wheel got hooked up behind ERL Falcon's rear wheel, and it kind of turned him inwards into the wall, and they kind of squeezed each other. I think the same thing happened to get into the following corner. So they're basically, it was a bit of an unfortunate mess, but they're basically taking each other out again.
Well, on the second occasion, it looked like Falcon either lit up the rears. I know, okay, I never seen the first one, but on the second one,
he lit it up.
Did he touch with somebody else though when he was lighting it up?
He was off. I think he was trying to readjust the car from the first contact and hit the curb, and it threw him off completely. And then they made contact again.
Well, that is a total disaster. Bullet was in the pits as well, and he's having to be held here to wait for Falcon to go past. So Falcon, Bullet, and Michael's races all ruined in an instant. Thankfully, none of them have retired, but with no safety car on, it's going to be a very, very tall order now to come from away back there, Jamie, isn't it?
Yeah,
especially in a long race like this.
It's done, basically. I mean, you can hope to take those softs to the end, but it's basically, the race is done for him. I think Bulletproof might have got tangled up in that too, because he's in the pits too.
Yeah, he was. He must have been, well, obviously when it all concertinaed up, he must have collected them all, so it's a shame. Those guys all going on to soft tyres. Will they make it to the end? I'm not sure. Probably not. I wouldn't have thought from here. We'll find out though. I'm not too sure, but it is Lewis leading from Bistas. He's got a 1.1 second lead, 1.3 now, as Bullet now crashes out, and he's crashed big time. Where's that?
Oi, that's at the end of the DRS straight. How has he done that?
Yeah, wow.
Wow, that's huge. Oh, he must have maybe hit the inside wall too early. I don't know. That's an awkward crash to come out facing that way, but yeah, that looks like his race is done. As Lewis's
race is done.
Lewis is really doing a good job.
Yeah, he's starting to pull clear of Bistas now. 1.8 seconds to gap up to. Bistas slightly flustered here, you got to feel.
Yeah, he's sliding all over the shop. Look at that rear end.
Yeah, he's got it dancing all over the place, hasn't he? Not at all what Bistas will be hoping for. He's not looking after the tyres the way he would have liked to.
He must have made a mistake, because Danielle took 5/10 out of him in those last two sectors. I'm not too sure.
Well, Danielle, he's doing a fantastic job. He's got a lot of Italian fans cheering him on in the stream comments, so hello to all the Italian fans watching, cheering on Danielle. He's doing a fantastic job here today. A slow start in Belgium, of course, but recovering in Monza at his home circuit for Ferrari and taking home a podium. And he's on course here to make it back-to-back podiums thanks to what's happened to Falcon and Michael. So a real opportunity here for Danielle to pick up another podium. Unfortunately, though, Jamie, for him and the Italian fans, He's got Zera Mercedes for
Yeah,
cover, doesn't he? He's
all
looking
over
to
the
make it
back
a
of him.
double Force India podium.
I don't know. I think Daniel can hold on. I have faith in him. I mean, he is monitoring that gap a bit. ZR Mercedes hasn't come very close, but I guess, remember, it's early in the race, so you never know how things can pan out. I think Jess Revenge is catching too, actually.
Yeah,
He's on a flyer.
5th place. That's a huge jump for him, isn't it? Up 5 places from the start.
Oh, yeah.
10th. So Jeff Revenge is not far off the lead, you know. Jeff Revenge could really start to get involved in this later on. He's only around 7 seconds away. Okay,
Yeah.
it is lap 4, but it could be a lot worse given how far down he started. But there's a real battle
100%.
starting to develop here, Jamie, for 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th place.
Oi, what's going on back here?
Particularly Hayden, Cliffy and Little Blocks. I don't know if they're catching CJ or not, but it is really starting to heat up. Cliffy climbing all over the back of Hayden, and Little Blocks
nearly hitting
climbing
the
all over the
wall.
back of Cliffy. As they come round the final corner now, and Hayden really under pressure. Cliffy
Oh!
all over him. Cliffy runs wide, and
How
that's
did he
surely
not-
allow Little Blocks
How
to
did he
go
not
side by
bin
side
it?
and through, and he does go through. And I don't know how he didn't bin it, Jamie, because there's so much dirt and gravel, or not gravel, but dirt and mud and
Yeah, and like
just
dust and stuff on the side of the track.
out on that side of the racetrack, so it's so easy to lose it completely. And somehow Cliffy picked up his car, gathered his thoughts, and got on with it. But unfortunately for him, he's recovered to 11th place rather than the 10th when he left the racetrack. So down to 11th goes Cliffy, and that now gives Little Blocks a bite at the cherry and a chance to go past Hayden. Right up behind him then as they go through that middle sector now. Past the one major overtaking opportunity in the racetrack now into this tricky left-hander. Very easy to understeer wide here, Jamie. The barrier comes up quick, and look at that. Little Blocks right up behind Hayden. They're going to go side by side into what was the Singapore slide. Right round the outside of Hayden. He's letting up the rears. Oh!
Yeah, he's blown it. He's at the
corner.
Yeah, that was a bit. I think he should have backed out of it, to be fair. And now he's right behind Cliffy again.
Yeah, fair play for trying though, and he had to go slowly across the runoff because he didn't want a 3-second time penalty. It was nice to watch, it was good, very exciting stuff, but not quite for Little Blocks. It would have been really good. I'd have got off my feet and started applauding him if he went down the outside of Hayden there. That would have been sensational.
Well, that would have been something else.
These acts backfired and Cliffy is back through. But this is a good wee scrap, Jamie, isn't it? We've got guys on super softs. We've got all 3 compounds being represented here: super softs, softs, and ultra softs. And Little Blocks, it's a bit strange to see that he started on the ultra softs, Jamie, because he's not going to get the best out of the tyres if he's following these guys.
Yeah, he's just going to keep skating on those tires and destroying the fronts, overheating them and stuff like that. I don't know why he started on the ultra softs, to be honest. That's kind of biting himself in the back, but I guess he is managing quite well. I'll give him that, but I think it's going to benefit him, I guess, he's going to be forced to pit earlier than these guys. That's where his trump card is going to be. He's going to put on the sauce and probably come up ahead of these guys. That's what he'd hope for, at least. But, yeah, it's not very smart to start on the ultra softs. As Cliffy's all over the back here.
Jamie. This is it then, Cliffy right up behind Hayden as they go down Raffles Boulevard. Here we go then, side by side, Cliffy forced to go the long way round. Can he outbrake Hayden and slip right round the outside? Hayden will break late, he's not an easy customer to overtake. Oh, it's brilliant from Cliffy.
He's done it, or has he?
Again. And Hayden is determined to hang on. We said he was a tough customer. Is he going to hang on anymore? He will continue to keep his Williams in position. But through goes Cliffy. And now he has to switch his attentions to Little Block. Because here comes the Renault. Right up behind Hayden. And there's no way through for Little Block. He remains a frustrated figure. But maybe he can do one out here and into the Anderson Bridge. No, he cannot. He's too far back. But that was great battling from Cliffy and Hayden. We know how tough a customer Hayden is to overtake. But unfortunately he was outsmarted there by brilliant driving from Cliffy. He tried his best, Hayden, but it wasn't enough, was it, Jamie?
It wasn't enough, but that was a good overtake by Cliffy. I mean, he managed to hold it around the outside. Beautifully done there. Good defensive effort by Hayden too to hold on to that as long as he could. He's still in the points though, but he does have Local Blocks to ruin that. Oh, for Woo! As Local Blocks kind of came out of that corner sideways. I don't know exactly what happened there, but. Yeah, he's following Hayden through here underneath the grandstand. That still confused me. That's a very massive grandstand for such a little track.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's a very strange grandstand to have, isn't it, for such a rubbish area of the racetrack? I've stood there myself, and I've stood there and just went, why would you have a grandstand this size here? You are restricted to the racetrack to what you can have because. Yeah. I mean, it's on the bay. It's right on the water. There's nowhere else you can go. So. You're kind of forced into that in terms of racetrack, and maybe the grandstand's there permanently anyway from beforehand, so
I think
It's just
so.
unfortunate that it sits there where you can't really change the racetrack up much. But
Here we go. Look at Blux Hayden. Oh dear, that was okay. That was a bit of lag. And look at Blux is gonna try to hold around the outside. Can he do what he did? What Cliffy did to him too? Yep, right around the outside of Hayden. Beautifully done. Even easier than what Cliffy managed. And straight through into turn 7 and 8 they go. Beautifully done. What a move.
Beautiful move. Beautifully move. And he's on those ultra softs, so can he now chase after Cliffy and get a move on him? But meanwhile, Jamie, out in front, the gap coming down now between Lewis and Beastas, less than, well, almost less than half a second, Jamie. So
half
Lewis,
a second now.
It looked like Beastas was the man that was lighting up his tyres and damaging them, but maybe Lewis has been doing the same, because suddenly Beastas in this middle phase of the stint starting to claw back into the advantage that Lewis had built up earlier on. And yeah, very interesting to see this. Beastas starting to turn the screw on Lewis, and we're going to see what kind of bottle Lewis has got, because one mistake on a track like this and you're in the barrier, aren't you, Jamie?
Oh yeah, one high-speed twitch and that's it. You know, you never know. You like coming out of this corner too, you have to be very careful. As Beastas was in there, nearly spins it out of the corner completely. That's a very dangerous corner if you carry too much speed in there. It really is.
Yeah, very easy to slide and spin. Lewis is deep! Lewis is deep into 3, and they're going side by side nearly. Oh, Beastas is all over him now. Beastas can smell blood. This is an opportunity. Lewis against Beastas. Here comes Beastas. He'll open the DRS. He lights up the rears again, coming out of turn 4, and now down the straight. Beastas, is he getting close enough for Lewis?
Look how quick he is in the line.
Yeah, Beastas looking really quick in a straight line. It's not going to be easy for Lewis to defend, but Beastas is now right behind him. Lewis is going to be forced to look in his mirrors every time he goes through a corner. Beastas really on a charge here. Danielle 4 seconds back. It looks like it's going to be between these two this afternoon. They have a pace advantage as Lewis continues to cling on.
That's insane.
Wow,
if Beastas hadn't gotten a tank slap out of that corner, he would have had him. I think that's very discouraging for Lewis.
Side into the braking zone, I'm not giving you that much. But here we go again. Beastas lights up the rears once more as they go down the Esplanade and down towards the braking point again at the end of the second sector. What do you think of this corner, Jamie? They've re-profiled the exit a little bit to give you a bit more forgiving, haven't they?
I love that corner now because they re-profiled the exit. You can go flying through that corner. It feels amazing. I love that corner. It's actually one of my favorite corners on the track, even though, I mean, it's nothing too special, but because of the exit curve.
There's no character about it. But,
yeah. But because of the exit curve, it's so nice. Yeah, exactly. This one, though, is one of my least favorite, right here.
Oh, yeah, the understeer is so bad sometimes. You can just feel it. Oh, they're coming in. The both of them coming in. Lewis and Beastas, it's going to be a battle between the pit crews then. Force India against Williams. We know how good Williams are at pit stops, Jamie. It's just the moment the race is decided. Sierra Mercedes carries on. He has to because his teammates in the pits. Here we go. In comes Lewis. He has the advantage, you would think, by pitting first, and he does.
Yeah,
and
Beastas is slow. It's pissed off. What was that all about?
Very slow pit stop. And I'm interested to see where Lewis comes out in relation to the field. Is he going to come out in traffic? Who's that coming down the pit straight? Michael Davis?
It's Michael Davis. Yeah, he's going to maybe split the two. Oh, yeah, he's going to go right clean ahead. Oh.
So Michael Davis. Oh, Beastas has just about gone ahead of Ace of Pace. That could have been costly. But
yeah, that could have been very costly.
Michael Davis now, he can put himself in a really strong position. Here we go then, down the straight towards the braking point at the end of the first sector. Here comes Lewis, right up behind Michael Davis. Will he sweep right round the outside? He has to get that done.
How late on the brakes is that? Oh my goodness!
So confident on the brakes, and Lewis swoops past Michael Davis, and Beastas has now got a car between himself and his rival Lewis, and now this is going to be very important for Beastas. He needs to get past that McLaren very quickly and it's not going to be easy. We've got Hungry Tadpoles out of the race, big time out of the race.
Oh, whoa!
Where is that? Is that the exit of turn
That's the
1?
exit of turn 3. What in the world? He's facing the other way. Is he facing the other way? Right? Yeah, he's facing the other way around.
What? How's he done that?
How has he done that?
Strange one there. To see Hungry Tadpoles crashing there. He must have just lit up the rears too much and went crashing into the wall. Liam Robbo has also crashed out.
No, he I think he called it good. He pulled the Red Bull over, or whatever car. I think it's the Red Bull, right? Yeah, he pulled over. He's done.
Was that a power unit, Jimmy? Yeah.
I believe that was the gearbox actually.
Oh, okay. Oh, is it the gearbox now? Okay.
I believe that was the gearbox. They were radio transmissions of skipping 6th gear. From what I heard, I don't know how true they were, but he's pulled over, so it must be the gearbox.
Well, here comes Beastas as the gearbox fails on that Red Bull, and Beastas goes alongside Michael Davis. They bang wheels on the brakes for turn 1, and Beastas comes past and moves up now into 8th place, and he's now got Lewis right in front of him. Well, not right in front of him, but it's the next car up the road, and he's lost a bit of time there, Jamie, hasn't he?
2.3, but he'll wind it in, knowing Beastas.
He should wind it in, but it's extra work that he didn't need. But has still got 21 laps to go. It's one of the longest races on the calendar. It is the longest race on the Formula 1 calendar in terms of mileage, in terms of laps. I'll add it all up together in terms of...
What's going on up here for third? Oh my goodness me! Clip in, see, trying to go side by side. Can he do it? No, he holds back. Jeez.
Yeah, well, as we suspected, these guys might have caught CJ, and they have caught him. Littleblocks has caught Cliffy as well. So it's all closed up. This is all for position in the lower reaches of the top 10. So CJ then versus Cliffy versus Littleblocks. These guys all get to stop. I tell you what, Littleblocks is going very, very long, isn't he?
Yeah.
On those ultra softs. As I said, on Mercedes and Zalin, to be fair.
It could pay off to him. It really could.
It could pay off. They might go into super softs if they continue at this rate.
Yeah.
But I think surely that's a bit much, I would think. But Siski CJ holding them up a lot here, and Cliffy needs to try and find a way past.
Sorry, I didn't realize that. For the battle for 6th, that's Hayden. Hayden is just going to back Lewis up into Beastas and let Beastas through. I didn't even realize that.
Right. Oh, you're right. This is exactly what me and Phil did last week. And ILR2 to It's Me. And this is the exact same thing you're seeing here. Lewis has to clear Hayden now, because Hayden is just going to back him up, and here comes Beastas. He's closed up 2 seconds and a lap. Williams know exactly what they're doing here. Hayden staying out long, and this could decide the Grand Prix. Beastas right behind Lewis. Lewis has got to make a move on Hayden. Beastas is pushing Lewis round the corner. Unbelievable down at turn 3. This is going to decide the victory right here and now. Lap 11 and a 31. Hayden goes wide. This is Lewis's opportunity. He has to make the move stick. Side by side down the straight. Lewis and Hayden, they've crossed down towards Raffles Boulevard. Is Hayden going all the way?
Oh, it's going to be 3 wide! Goodness me, they made contact!
Unbelievable!
That was a bit...
Danielle's going to take the place.
He's taking the lead. Danielle's in the lead of the race.
Unbelievable! It's curtains for Beastas. It's curtains, particularly for Lewis. He sent it to a spin by Beastas. A hasty braking manoeuvre, and it all turns on its head. The Italians are going wild in the group chat. They're going wild in the grandstands. Danielle is your net leader. Jamie,
you know what?
Do you think of that?
That was. I don't know if I could. That was. It was mostly Beastas' fault, but that was a very hard collision to avoid because he was on the in the inside. Lewis was on the outside. When they turned in, Beastas couldn't slow the car down enough, and they locked wheels and it spun him completely. So that's devastating for Lewis. I mean, I think he's managed to hopefully recover without any damage.
Look,
yeah, there's no damage.
It's not finished though for Beastas, because he's now got his teammate helping him out again. Because Hayden, he's
Hayden's at the wall.
And there goes Danielle, and there goes Beastas' chance. And now it's going to have to be a fair fight, or a much fairer fight, you would think. Because now Danielle versus Beastas with no Hayden in the way. So as the Italian going to pick up a famous victory, Jamie. What a story this would be here at the Singapore Grand Prix. Unbelievable. The Italians are going wild. The Ferrari flags in the grandstand. Look at them everywhere. They're loving this.
It really depends, though. I don't know. I think Beastas will get him here. Beastas has a lot of straight. Oh, maybe next lap. Maybe next lap. Oh, Beastas 3-second time penalty. So I think that's going to match up with Danielle's 3-second time penalty. So now they're both on penalties. So now Danielle's legitimately leading the race.
Okay, well there you go. Thanks for that one, Jamie. I've got to ask you though. Well, I've asked you. I'll give you my opinion. I think Beastas realised that was his best opportunity to pass Lewis. I think he realised that was it. He was a little bit greedy on the brakes. He could have avoided it. He put his car in a position.
I feel bad.
It was always going to slide into him, I felt. It's a shame.
It's like, I'd like to, it's punishable, but I'd like to also call it like a racing incident almost at the same time, because Hayden's car was blocking the view of each other. So I don't think Beastas exactly knew where Lewis was until he just suddenly appeared in front of him and they just collided. So I mean, probably, it's very close. That's something that you have to be reviewing. Yeah, that has to be reviewed again.
It will be reviewed again, I suppose, when we get replays later on, but for me, in the moment, Beastas was greedy on the brakes, and I think the way he hit the brakes with 2 cars on his right-hand side, he was always going to collect one of them, and
yeah,
thankfully for him, he collected his rival in the race and not his teammate. As we lose little blocks on the race,
that's a crash 100. Oh yeah. Yeah, he went through that awkward after the Singapore sling and hit the wall, and he was well on the pace, so that's devastating for him.
Has actually brought the barrier out a little bit, the technical barrier. So
that's going to be dangerous,
that could be a hazard for some of the field now, but as we lose little blocks, he's our 5th retirement from the race. He had some pieces, you said, Jamie. The winner last time in Monza ends in the wall here, and he's done it on the way into the Anderson Bridge, and I take it you agree, as we say, he's lost it on the curb or something coming in there.
He must have. Actually, you know what? I'm being told by the chat, BSAS already had a 3-second time penalty. Since I'm streaming, can you check who has penalties and who doesn't? Because I think BSAS is actually on his 2nd penalty.
Well, I will do that right now. Let's have a look. BRT, well, okay, we'll go with the lead guys in the battle for the lead. So Danielle has got 1.
What's going on back here? Lewis, versus Michael Davis. Oh dear. But sorry, continue.
Yeah, 1 penalty for Danielle, 2 for BSAS, 1 for Lewis. And yeah, there you go. So that's the 3 guys in question. Danielle has got 1, BSAS has got 2. And Lewis has got 1. So
and now Falcon has 1. But I think he's further down.
Has got 1. I think Falcon's already got a couple, I think. I'm not sure. But there's the guys that matter at the moment. I'm going to have a quick look at the gaps for the leader. So Cliffy and CJ going very long here, Jamie. And what tire are they on now? They're on soft. So are these guys, because of all the drama behind, going to bring themselves into play for victory later on in this race? They're
possibly. Hold on. Look at the tires though between the top 4. So you got BRT, Cliffy, and CJ. They haven't stopped. Hold on. So Daniel stopped, but he's gone to the super softs.
So he's 2 stopping the thing.
Ooh, I think he really should have gone for the 1, man, because BSAS is losing time to him.
Interesting. But he's losing time to him because there's a difference of tires. That's why. But
even for something like BSAS, he shouldn't be losing that much time. He's open 2 seconds in a lap, so something must have happened.
Well, this is going to be quite
Danielle's got his pick up a 2nd though. He cut that corner,
That's at level between Danielle and BSAS then, so that's game on. Cliffy then, and CJ. Are they going to put themselves into
Daniel's down the inside of CJ! Very close, side by side into turn 7, I believe it is. CJ squeezes in towards the wall. Danielle backs out. But that was very close between the 2 of them. That's going to allow BSAS to really start catching back up now.
Yeah, that's going to let BSAS back in. And when Danielle and BSAS both have the same amount of penalties, that's going to really help them. Lewis did not damage his front wing in that collision, so he could get back involved later on if Danielle cannot clear CJ quickly. But it does look very racy behind him. Across the Anderson Bridge, he goes to the outside. He goes to the inside now. That's always going to end the contact. They bang wheels, and somehow CJ doesn't go for a spin and a trip into the barrier. And somehow Danielle's car remains intact 100%. He'll now try the inside. What about the switchback? CJ runs deep.
Side by side still.
Side by side down towards the marina. BSAS waiting in the wings. Danielle down the inside of CJ. He runs around the road. That's going to end the contact. BSAS goes through. And there's contact. Danielle and CJ rubbing up against the barrier. That was always going to happen.
That was extremely clumsy.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. It was so aggressively thought between the 2 of them. None of them wanted to give it in, and the pair of them ended up in the wall. Stupid driving.
It was really stupid driving, to be fair, from the 2 of them. That was really disgraceful. I don't know why, and I also don't know why Daniel shouldn't have tried it in that corner. I think he broke too late was the issue. He broke far too late.
Yeah, he definitely did. And I think he buckled a little bit under the pressure from BSAS being right on him as well.
Yeah, he was rushing the overtake far too much.
Yeah.
It was really
focus on the long game, and he never did that. And in the end, he's ended up right down in what he's actually had to come into the pits now. He's 12th place, so Danielle's race has been blown to bits. The Italians are crying their eyes out in the grandstands here, folks.
That's basically it, because Lewis is not going to catch. I don't know.
Not really, Jamie, because Cliffy, can he come charging back at these guys on his super softs later on, or his ultra softs?
He's going to have to be on another level. He's going to have to be cut, because the gaps between everyone is not that massive. He has to cut through literally all the way from like 8th place.
Yeah, it's a tall
Daniel's out, that's it.
Out. Probably some serious suspension damage on that Ferrari.
Let's take a
After
look.
that clout with CJ.
Yeah, it's probably the
to
suspension.
13.
I think he's been. Oh, he's damaged the wing again.
Yeah, it's a shame. Danielle out of the Singapore Grand Prix, and the Italians are packing up and going home. That is a horror show. A chance of victory has gone up in flames for the Italian, and he is out of the Singapore Grand Prix. He tried to rush the move on CJ, and we know what CJ's like. He's never interested in letting someone just drive past him, and the two of them came to grief at the Marina Bay, and the two of them are out. Well, one of them is out, and the other one is going to start really struggle from there now, isn't he, CJ?
Yeah.
Down in 10th position. And has he damaged the wing? I think he has, yeah. CJ's front wing is damaged. So,
you know what?
we lose him. But Shimasi's race has been poor as well. Shimasi down in 10th place. Not having a good afternoon at all, Jamie, is he?
No, not at all. And I'm just looking here. Do you think it's possible for Dresovich to get a podium? I don't know. How old are those tires? Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
I'll have a look, Jimmy. I'll have a look.
Right.
Oh, yeah, if you're doing the stream, I'll have a quick look, mate. He pitted on lap 10, so we'd have to do 21
laps. That's a bit of an ask.
Much, is it not?
That's a bit of an ask. It's possible, but you'd trash your tires. You wouldn't even be able to close in on the soft runners but at that stage.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall order for Jeff's revenge then. Sarah Mercedes must be on a similar strategy just in front of him.
Yeah.
Fourth position. Let's have a little look at when ZR pitted. There's been that much action in the middle of the field. In fact, he came in on lap 11, but he's actually, it says he's on softs, Jamie. I don't know what he's on at the moment. What's it saying for you?
Who? ZR?
He said super. Oh yeah, sorry, my mistake. He is on softs.
ZR's
on lap 10.
Yeah, softs. And
so these guys, ZR, Lewis, B-Stats, are all on the same strategy, aren't they? Yeah. And Jeff's revenge is going to try and do a two-stop, I would think. Surely.
Yeah, Jeff's revenge is probably doing a two-stop. But what's going on back here? Ace of Pace and ERL, Falcon, and CJ all grouping up, and Shimasi as well. Jeez, battle for 8th is on.
Yeah, the low reaches the points really beginning to hot up. CJ on that with that damaged front wing now. Ace of Pace and Shimasi and the two Haas cars trying to make a recovery drive here. They might be a little bit fatigued from their midweek exploits.
Yeah.
The ULC, which of course you can tune into again on Tuesday night, 8:30 UK time. The United League Championships. It's all the leagues of PS4 coming together to do battle. The ILR well represented there by Ace of Pace and Shimasi. Be sure to tune in and cheer on Inside Line Racing. That's on Tuesday night, 8:30. No, Ace of Pace then, holding on and holding up ERL Falcon, Frisky CG and Shimasi a little bit. Has Shimasi been in? Oh,
Shimasi's...
Come on!
What? What? How did he do that?
I've got no idea, but he's out. Put it that way.
Whoa!
Strange one. Is it a brake failure maybe?
That's a brake failure, mate. You can tell. You can look if you look at the street marks on the track. I think either the front suspension just crumbled or the brakes went completely out. I think it's a brake failure though, and that's it for the Haas. And there's 2 compounds in his car. That's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame. Shimasi out. It's been a poor restart to the season for him. On fire before the winter break. And after it, it has been a complete nightmare for Shimasi. And another race ends with no points. And he is out of the Singapore Grand Prix. We're down to 12 runners. We've lost Shimasi in the wall at turn 1. We've lost Danielle due to suspension issues. We've lost Little Blocks in the wall at the Anderson Bridge. We've lost Hungry Tadpoles, Liam Robbo, and Tadpoles in a very strange place. What you see?
Oh, see you down the inside of Ace of Pace. Can he get the move done? I think cleanly. Yeah, he's done it. Ace of Pace didn't get any damage. Yeah, that's a good move from CJ there. Yeah, Ace of Pace has just lost 2 positions in 1 lap, so it's not looking really good for the Haas boys at all. And even Hayden's starting to catch him at nearly a second a lap. So, has Ace of Pace... He stopped though, right?
Yeah, he stopped.
Alright.
They've all stopped. I'm sure they've all stopped.
No, he hasn't. Him and CJ haven't stopped yet.
What a horrible afternoon for those two.
Oh, dear. Yeah, that means, Hayden's taking more than a second a lap out of the 2 of them. He's flying up to these guys.
Michael Davis hasn't stopped either.
Oh, he hasn't stopped either.
I've got to hand it to Cliffy, Jamie. He's doing well here. He's going to rejoin in 6th place after his pit stop, and he's going to come charging back at these guys with a set of ultra softs. I'm intrigued to see how far he'll get, but you've got to think he'll be in the pits rather soon. Those guys on used ultra softs from qualifying went to lap 10. I've got 13 to go here. Cliffy's got to be in soon, Jimmy, hasn't he?
He's got to be in soon. And I'm just noticing something. Lewis is slowly closing that gap to Beastas. I think Beastas has one more penalty than Lewis does.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So that could decide victory.
That could decide victory.
I'm going to have another look just to be sure of that, but I think you're right. The one's got 3 and the other's got 6. Lewis has got one penalty?
Yeah. I think it's one.
One penalty. And Beastas has got 2 penalties. Indeed, that is correct. So that is going to be very intriguing to see if Lewis can close that up. Sarah Mercedes is going to be a net 3rd here, and Jeff Revenge is going to be 4th by the looks of it. And if he can take those super softs to the end, that is. It will be interesting to see. And of course, we need to remember Cliffy's going to come charging back through though, isn't he? So
yeah.
I think he's got a chance of threatening the podium at the very least come the end of this Grand Prix. Beastas 2.3, 2.4 behind, and not closing as quickly as you might have thought when you consider Cliffy's on those old soft tyres. 19 lap old soft. Cliffy having a fantastic afternoon.
I think Falcon might have damaged that wing because CJ is all over the back of that Ferrari now.
Yeah, let's look at that. Ferrari's afternoon is falling apart. It was looking so good earlier on. 2 drivers
pushing
for victory earlier on. And now he's fell apart, and as you say, Jamie, pushing him through the final turn. And here comes CJ. Is he going to dive up the inside of the turn 1? No, he's not going to try that.
He'll probably do it in the next straight.
CJ's actually got damage as well on his right side end plate, so it's equal machinery in a sense. And now they go side by side in the moment, surely down towards turn 4. Is he going to do it? CJ on the inside.
I think he should have waited.
The back wheels, and look at that. That's very, very close. Down Raffles Boulevard they go towards the breaking point. It's a track race for Mercedes against Ferrari, and CJ completes the move, and Ferrari's misery is all but complete. And through it goes. Frisky CJ into 8th place. Falcon drops to 9th, and Hayden
it's gonna be even worse for Falcon too, because Ace of Pace is coming for the ultra softs now, so any hopes of an okay, never mind, it's really bad now. ARL Falcon's in the wall, lost the wing completely. How on earth he did that, I have no clue. But this has been an absolutely horrific week for Ferrari.
Oh dear.
And what was looking very promising. Ay.
Yeah, no, they were right up in the front of the field, battling for the victory. And unfortunately, their race is going to end prematurely. I wouldn't be surprised if ARL Falcon parks this in the garage when he comes in.
Yeah.
There's only 12 runners at the moment. He might manage to pick up a point if he continues, but the way it's going at the moment, it's not looking too likely. We've already lost 7 cars from this Grand Prix due to various incidents. And Falcon, he's lucky the suspension's not damaged. He's been in the wars, hasn't he, Jamie?
Yeah.
A few times this afternoon.
Quite a bit. You know what? Beastas is real. What's going on here for a second? Okay, Lewis is closing that gap down. So is Beastas, but is Cliffy just... Cliffy should be in by now, to be honest.
Yeah, he should have come in at the end of that last lap.
Yeah, because now he's losing He's losing net time by being on the quicker tire.
Lots of time now. Losing lots of time. Cliffy's got to get that Toro Rosso in the pit lane very soon, and I think they're coming out of the garage now. I'm looking out of my commentary box window. Toro Rosso mechanics scattering down into the pit lane, and look at that, Michelangelo into the points now. An unlikely point now looks possible. A miserable afternoon for one of the quickest drivers, or the quickest driver arguably in the league. He didn't show it in qualifying yesterday, only 4th quickest for the Greek god. It's not been a good afternoon at all for ESR Michael, has it?
Not at all, not at all. But you know, I'm just looking at Cliffy here. Cliffy should pit, but Lewis wants, I guarantee you Lewis wants him to stay out as long as he can, just to wind that gap underneath 3 seconds. Because that could really change the dynamic of the race here.
He'll be in, he's got to come in. Cliffy's got his own race to run, he's not that bothered about Beastas, he's not in a championship fight with Beastas or anything like that. Cliffy needs to come in and try and secure a podium. He's left it too long though, Jamie.
He's left it way too long.
Much work. At least the last lap at the very latest. And
he's not even in. He's not even in. Whoa! Wow. This could really be detrimental to Beastas' race, because Beastas' penalties
I'm reading here. Oh, hold on, Jamie. I'm reading here in the group chat from Liam Robbo that Cliffy is waiting on rain. So is it meant to be raining? I'm looking out the commentary box window, and unfortunately on this occasion I can't
too dark
in the sky because it's pitch black.
It's too dark.
But I'm going to have to ask some people down the pit lane what the radars are saying, and I'm hearing that there is rain on the way. Beastas though needs to get this move done now. He realises this is effectively for position.
Yeah.
Cliffy has put on a marathon stint here, and if the rain starts falling, he is in position to win this race. But at the moment, there's no sign of that rain, and at the moment, Beastas is all over the back of Cliffy. No sign of the rain at the moment. Beastas right up behind Cliffy. It's 21 lap old tyres against 11 lap old tyres. Beastas right up behind him. Lewis is closing closing all the while.
Yeah,
This is
he's really
hurting his
closing in
race.
now. 2.2.
Really hurting his race. And Pistas has got to make a move now. He's got 6 seconds worth of penalties. He doesn't know how many Lewis has got, but he realises he needs to get the move done. Right up behind him as they go across the Esplanade now. Down towards the bridge at the end of the second sector. Can he find a way past Cliffy? No, he cannot. And
Cliffy is parking it like a bus.
Parking it beautifully on the exit, denies Pistas the cutback. Now they're parking on the inside as they go into the Marina Bay. Single fell through here, folks, because we've seen what happened earlier when CJ tried with Danielle. The two of them went bouncing across the barrier along by the bay. Pistas remains frustrated, and Cliffy holds the lead for now. And here comes the Pink Panther.
Oh, Lewis must be licking his lips, mate.
This is going to be very interesting. And if Cliffy can keep it there, they can pick a pop dollar. Zera Mercedes and Jeff's Revenge will join the front pretty soon as well. How long can Cliffy hold Pistas back?
He's within a second now.
Look at this. Here comes Lewis. Look at
here
that.
Comes Zera Mercedes.
The front four are all there. Zera Mercedes is coming. Lewis is coming. The Force India mechanics are getting very, very excited. VJ Malia, get the curry out the freezer. This is going to be very, very exciting in the closing lap.
Here we go. Pistas versus Cliffy.
Here comes Pistas now. He has got to make this move here. It's crucial for his chances of victory. Is he going to complete the move? He's got so much more straight line speed. He overtakes Cliffy and takes the lead away. He's going deep though.
He's going deep. Is Cliffy going to look? Oh, yeah. Okay, Lewis really needs to get the move done quick. It's raining.
And there's the rain.
It's raining.
There is the rain. Cliffy will be furious it's not came sooner, but the rain is coming, and all of a sudden, from his lowly starting position, he's right back in the Grand Prix now. And all of a sudden, it's all going to be reset when this rain falls, but will it fall quick enough to bring on the inters and bring on the wet tyres, Jamie?
Oh, I don't know, man. Lewis needs to get this done here. Into the slipstream of Cliffy. I think he's going to get it done here. I think he's going to get it done here.
Lewis needs to move. He cannot allow Pistas to get more than 3 seconds ahead, and penalties that he could add on to his tally doesn't help, and he cannot find a way through. Pistas continues in the lead, and Cliffy continues in second. He's holding out for the rain as Cliffy, and I'm riding on board with Lewis, and you can see the graining on Cliffy's tyres from here.
Yeah, jeez. That's ridiculous how much graining is on those tyres. Cliffy must be
22 laps.
22 laps on those softs. ILR Falcon's called it. Yeah, he's called it good.
We thought that was going to happen. He's just retired.
Oh, look at that. That's
right behind him.
Yeah, he's doing what he's paying back what he did to Pistas. Nah, yeah, Lewis needs to get this move done in this corner. That's it for him. The gap is now 2 seconds.
Yeah, because his teammate will be on the radio soon saying, "Give me a chance to do it." Because Mercedes is going to be tucked up behind him soon. The rain continues to fall. The car slipping and sliding all over the racetrack. Where is the crossover point? Where is the grip on the track? Here in Singapore, is a puddle starting to form? You do not know where the rain's falling hardest around a huge track like this. Here comes Lewis then. He's going to have to move offline. No, he's not. Cliffy moves offline.
He's going to have to brake very late.
Lewis will have the racing line. Can he brake late and go around the outside of the armor? He can do it. Beautiful stuff. Oh, they bang wheels.
They bang wheels.
Cliffy in the wall.
Yeah, Cliffy's in the wall.
And damages his front wing, and he will be furious.
He'll be furious because now his whole, it doesn't pay off.
Yep. It's not worked out for Cliffy, and now Zera Mercedes is through as well, and Cliffy's hopes of a podium.
How many penalties does Zera Mercedes have?
Well, that could be very interesting as well, Jamie. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Zera Mercedes has brought himself into play, and I can tell you, Zera Mercedes has got 1 penalty.
So Lewis won. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Wow. And Pistas has got 3 seconds on him.
Yeah, he's got 3 seconds, but it's not opening that quick. As soon as they cleared Cliffy, the gap just started like settling at the 3.1. Oh, these guys need to pick it up.
See, when you take all the penalties into account, there's 7 tenths between the drivers in the top 3.
Yeah. There's 7. Yeah.
So there you go. So really, if Lewis gets under 3 seconds, the battle between him and his teammate is the battle for the victory.
Is the battle for the victory? Yeah. They have to be right up against him.
The problem they've got though is they're going to be battling one another, so they're going to hand it to Pistas. The 2 Force Indias could hand this victory to Pistas with a plate.
Yeah, because they have to. Oh, Pistas with another penalty.
And now this is the battle for the victory.
This is the battle for the victory now.
So now the 2 Force Indias are the favourites for the victory in the remaining 7 laps of the Singapore Grand Prix. It's now, and now Michael Davis is out. Michael Davis retires, and now everyone will get points. What has happened to him? But the story
the wing is gone. The entire wing is gone. Cliffy's in for the inters. Oh, people are going to be watching his times like a hawk. What can that man do in those inters? He had to
He was
do it.
probably going to get close to puncture territory if he didn't. He had to be the first to blink. And Lewis against our Mercedes is the battle for the victory. Because Pistas has got too many time penalties, he would be around 3 seconds behind these guys. He might be 3 seconds in front of the road, but due to time penalties, he would not be.
Here's the issue, though. Force Indias are the same team. They have to pit together if it gets way too wet.
Oh, wow. Wow, I never thought about that. So really, this is it then. Zeno Mercedes needs to make the move now on Lewis if he wants to have first dibs.
Yeah.
Lewis is the firm favourite for the victory because of that.
And they can't battle at all. They can't afford to battle.
They can't afford to battle. VJ Malley would bite his nails because he'll be telling them not to battle. But Zeno Mercedes' mind will be telling him, I need to pass this guy if I want to win this race because I want the tyre choice.
He's really quick too. He's quicker than Lewis.
He's just really got into this.
Yeah, he's suddenly woken up. Oh man, this is nerve-wracking.
Starting position. Pistas and Lewis are in their starting positions. Zeno Mercedes is up 3. Jeff Revenge is putting in a solid performance. He's up 6. And that will explain, Jamie, why he chose the super softs earlier on, because he knew there was rain coming later.
Yeah, Cliffy's had a disaster on those inters.
Yeah, not time for them just yet. Not time at all. Pistas has got to work his work cut out to build a gap as the two Force Indias follow each other.
ZR cut that corner.
And he's got a penalty, and now Lewis is in control of the race, and it's so frustrating, these penalties. Isn't it, Jamie? You never know who's winning it.
You never know. That means ZR Mercedes needs to... I wonder if from the same party, because ZR Mercedes needs to back off. It's not worth battling.
You're right, it's not. Right now, this would really cost them. ZR Mercedes realises, okay, I've got a penalty more than Lewis, back off and let my teammate win this. I'm interested to see how many penalties Jeff Revenge has got. If he's got none, he's going to be involved in this.
He's going to be involved, yeah.
He's got one. He's got one as Jeff Revenge. So, there you go. Jeff Revenge not quite involved yet. But if the penalties keep mounting up for the cars in front, he will be involved, Jamie, won't he?
100%, 100%. If Pistas gets one more, Lewis gets the second one, and ZR maybe gets... No, even then. Just Lewis with one more and Pistas with one more, and he's well in this. Well, to be fair, he's 8 seconds back, so even if he... Yeah, he'll still be, what, net 4 seconds or 5 seconds behind ZR Mercedes at the end of the race. So, yeah, those super softs aren't working very well in these conditions for him either. I think it really is the soft tires. The harder the tire, the better in the rain.
Yep, absolutely. It's a Codemasters thing, don't know why. As we now lose Little Locks, he's departed from the paddock away home to the UK. And Little Locks' afternoon has been a horror show. We've lost half the field nearly here this afternoon. It's been a race of attrition here in Singapore underneath the lights. Lap 25 out of 31. We still do not know who's going to win this. It looks like it's going to go down to who has got what penalties. But it is Pistas leading from Lewis, from ZR Mercedes on the road in 3rd. Then Jeff Revenge is 4th. Salon is 5th. This Frisky CG is 6th. He's been in the wall quite a lot this afternoon. Hayden is 7th, and right behind him, and Michael is 8th, and he's now got a good chance of getting it up to his high 6th place, Jamie.
Yeah, you can take
him that is.
Up to 6. Wow, they're so... I didn't realize how far behind CJ they are. Jeez. 32 seconds, and CJ was actually facing the wrong way around at a certain point, too. Jeff Revenge is on inters.
Oh, Zalon's called for the inters, and so, yeah, Jeff Revenge as well, as you say. Zalon, we've not spoken about him too much today. A very solid performance. A quiet race, Jamie. Probably the quietest race out of everyone in the field.
Oh, yeah, very quiet race. I haven't seen him once in the field in the track today. The question is... He had
a stop-go penalty there. He had a 5-second penalty, so he had to wait before they started changing his tyres. So, disaster for Zalon.
Disaster there.
As CJ, Hayden and Michael all trundle into the pits together, and Michael spun it on the way in!
Oh no, let's take a look at this now.
Michael spun it on the way into the pits, and that ruins his hopes of getting up towards the top 5 or 6 places. And Michael, well, he'll be furious.
Lewis really needs to step on it here. He needs to be careful because he needs to monitor that gap but not cut any corners at the same time.
What is it? He has to keep it below 6.
He needs to keep it below 6, yeah. It's just been like 3 point. It shot up to 3.8 momentarily from 3.5, but he's not doing too bad though. This is where it's crucial though, because pitting. He needs to be so accurate with braking and accelerating out of the pits to not lose any time. ZR Mercedes is all over the shop now, so I think he's just...
And in the way... Oh, Pistas, big slide there. Big slide coming out of underneath the grandstand. They got away with it. No touch of the wall. But yeah, they've got to be careful on the way in as well. ZR Mercedes picks him another time penalty. His chances of victory are fading. But Pistas, he needs to watch on the way in because Michelangelo managed to spin on the way in. Pistas nearly does it as well.
Ooh.
And Lewis and ZR Mercedes coming in now, and they both make it in without any issues.
So they're
ZR Mercedes
stack.
is going to have to queue behind his teammate and that ruins his chances. He's got too many penalties anyway. He knows he's going to be finishing in third position. I think he's resigned to that fact, isn't he? And now that's the cue. As in goes his teammate, and now we wait. Senna Mercedes up on the jacks. It's going to be between Bistas and Lewis, and on to a set of intermediates. Jeff's Revenge is too far back to get involved now, so it's going to be between Bistas and Lewis in the closing laps. Can Bistas open that gap out any further, Jamie?
Well, it depends. If he's the rain man, he can do it. But that gap, I'm just waiting for the timing screen to update, because there's no way it's still 2 seconds. It might shoot up to like 3.7. Okay, it's 1.9, but can't be right. Maybe it is.
It does look around that.
So he's taken a second and a half, and it's 1.8 seconds in pitting. That's huge.
Yeah, it's looking good
very
for Lewis,
huge.
isn't it?
That's looking very good. I think it's because the beast that's sliding around too when it came in, because Lewis slowed the car down just right and pulled in properly. He didn't slide on the curves or anything like that, so that's helped him. So he can afford to lose about half a second a lap, just nothing more than that.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to the Force Indy guys. I suppose they had more reason to go fast because they had their teammate coming in right behind, so they had to do it quickly. They did it slowly. They would have seriously cost their teammate. As Ace of Pace is finally called for a pit stop. He's going to be the last man onto a set of intermediate tyres. I'll be interested to see, Jamie, will it get wet enough for a set of full wet tyres? We know Singapore is a Grand Prix circuit. It's in that area of the world we can get a monsoon popping up now and then. And usually
it'd be silly to pit for it.
Pours down.
I think at this stage, even if it was full wets, like, I mean, on like lap 29, it's just best to just keep driving on inters.
Well, it will be interesting if it gets any worse, but at the moment there's no sign of it getting worse, and it's looking like Bistas is going to be defeated by penalties to Lewis in second. Lewis will try to close that gap. He will try to close that gap, but it's because he probably doesn't know.
Oh, Bistas must have made a huge mistake. What in the world? It went from... Okay, no, never mind. It's 410, it's 410. So he made a minor mistake. But he's just got to make sure the gap stays under 6 seconds. And ZR Mercedes needs to make sure that gap between him and Jeff stays over 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So that he can stay on podium.
And ZR Mercedes should be okay. Let's have a look at that. So Jeff's Revenge has got a sniff here then. He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is 6.3 seconds back. So he's losing time. So is Lewis. These guys, oh, the gaps. It's all about the gaps, man. I gotta watch these gaps.
Jeff's Revenge has got 1 penalty. Sarah Mercedes has got 3 penalties, so he's
6 seconds he needs to watch.
Yeah, he's in a second now. He's dropping back too much. Sarah Mercedes is flying, isn't he?
He's flying, yeah.
Am I right in saying that he won in Baku, or was it Jeff's Revenge? He won in Baku in the wet, didn't he?
Yeah, he won in Baku.
So Sarah Mercedes proving what he's capable of in wet conditions yet again. The rain master, it would seem, is ZR Mercedes. Loving it out there in these damp conditions. A street track, loves a street track, showed it in Baku in the wet, and loves a street track in the wet in Singapore. So good effort from ZR Mercedes, but his penalties are going to make him third position, so it's not looking too good there when it was looking promising earlier on. And yeah, Bistas trying to open that gap out. He's got it up to 3 seconds, Jamie. He's got to throw the kitchen sink at this, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
And risk penalties to do it.
Hayden here versus CJ.
I've got to ask you, Jamie. Oh yeah, Hayden, CJ, good point. Let's have a look at that. I've got to ask you, Jamie, driver of the day. Who would you nominate? 3 drivers. It's going to be hard to nominate anyone that's retired.
Yeah.
Nominate your 3.
The only ones I can really nominate is Beast. That I don't know, to be honest, man. Let me look at how many positions people have made up today. I don't know, man. It's gotta be between I don't know, Beastas, Lewis, and Jess Revenge, in my opinion. Jess Revenge did a really good job today, making his way up the field. It's tough.
Yeah,
a lot of people have retired like that. Now we've hit more than 50% of the drivers have retired. Is that a crash? Oh dear.
Yeah, down at Singapore Slings, or what was the Singapore Sling before? I think that's what it is.
Is this in... No, it's end of the DRS straight.
Yeah, it's end of the DRS straight, yep, correct there. And that's a sore one for Ace of Pace. He is out of the Singapore Grand Prix. He was on for some points. He was hoping for better luck on Tuesday in the ULC, but he is out of this one. It's been a forgetful afternoon and evening for the Haas team. He's out, and so is his teammate Shanasi. Bad afternoon for them, bad afternoon for Ferrari. not at all what they were hoping for. Beastars holding that gap, Jamie, at 3 seconds, unable to climb up any further.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say Jeff's Revenge. Oh, Jeff's Revenge! He was in the wall there, Jamie, as a cut to him. Or was it lag? It was lag.
Oh, okay, phew. Phew.
Jeff's Revenge deserves a mention. I think Cliffy deserves a mention. I think if it wasn't for the wee bump he had with Lewis, Cliffy would have been a lot more featured in this. It was unfortunate with his strategy. Cliffy deserves a mention, Jeff's Revenge deserves a mention, but again, Beastars and Lewis. It's hard. I think Jeff's Revenge for me. I would give it to Jeff.
I think Jeff's Revenge.
Penalties and made up some good time in this race. Made up a lot of good positions. Up 6 as well.
Oh, and they've got a penalty.
Commentator's cost. Commentator's cost. There you go.
Oh my goodness me, Zalin drifting around that corner. I thought the car was gone. But he got it back in. Zalin's solid actually, P5.
Good effort from him. We've not spoke much about him. We've not seen him much, and that's the first bit of action we've that's the first bit of action we've heard from Zalin. Does it sound as if I'm commenting from my garden, Flexi? I do apologise.
Yeah.
Has it been like that all race?
No, I didn't really notice it. It may have been like the last 3 laps.
Alright, okay. Is that better now?
That's a lot better, yeah. Okay,
I do apologise, folks. We are back now, though. I'm no longer in the garden. I've gone back into the commentary box. But Beastars on the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix now. 2.6 ahead. Lewis looks pretty strong, looking really good. Lewis could get driver of the day. Jeff's Revenge could be a shout for driver of the day. Let us know in the comments who you guys think would be a good man for driver of the day. But yeah, Lewis, you got to say, we said it in qualifying.
Yeah.
You going to say, Jimmy?
So Beastars only has 2 penalties, right?
I think it's 3, is it not? 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. He's got 3.
Oh, so that's yeah, okay. I never.
It's done. It's done.
It's done. He can
Lewis
afford.
Has got 1.
Yeah, Lewis can afford to cut another corner and still get away with it.
Yep, lap 30 out of 31. It's been a marathon Grand Prix with lots of retirements. We've lost more than half the field here this afternoon. 10 drivers out, 9 drivers remain. They've all crashed in various parts of this unforgiving racetrack. I think the rain's coming down a little heavier, but it's not going to be coming down quick enough for a change onto the full wet tyres.
No.
Beastars, he's been the man in front on the road, but due to penalties, he's going to lose out to Lewis here. If Lewis can avoid cutting corners, I've got to ask you, Jamie, about Lewis. We said it in qualifying. He qualified on pole in Monza, never got to show what he's capable of. He qualified right up at the front row again here today in 2nd place alongside Beastars, and he's proven that he can take it to Beastars and Michelangelo as well. So is Cliffy at times, but Lewis really starting to prove that he might be the main man to take it to these two. Jamie, do you agree with that?
I feel like he is. A lot of drivers actually now coming back. Like, even ILR Falcon, I swear, if he gets his head out, he can also be one of the main men. But I feel like Luis is the main man to take it to Beastars.
Yeah, maybe ILR Falcon. That's a good point. If he and his good friend Michael don't start running into one another,
yeah,
they could maybe be right in amongst it. But yeah, it's been a really long race now. We've got 10 minutes to the ILR2, and probably the longest race of the season, I would think. As it is, yeah, 100%. Lewis right behind him, and Lewis is looking really good for this. But yeah, as I say, but I feel, Jamie, as if Lewis is coming into it, Cliffy's coming into it, Mike, as you say, Falcon's coming into it. And meanwhile, we're losing Lickle Blocks a little bit. Okay, one last week in exceptional circumstances. He's dropping off a little bit. Shimasi's dropping away a bit. It's as if some of these drivers that were up there challenging Beastars and Michelangelo are dropping away and they're being replaced a little bit. Shimasi's really struggled, really, hasn't he? Cannot get a result at all at the moment.
I think it's just like a lot of competition too. Like a lot of drivers are like close to Beastars pace, and with more drivers being up there, it makes for more errors and stuff and more crashes. And I think Shimasi's losing out. I'm not because he's getting slower. I think it's just a lot more competition at his pace level.
Yeah, well, it makes it a lot harder, as you say, and when you're qualifying further down as a result of that, it makes it a lot more difficult for the likes of Shimasi. But Beastars is still shining through, still putting in the performances. He's going to extend his championship lead once again, and he's looking like a shoe-in for the title. He might not win it here today. It's going to be Lewis as a result of penalties. Here in the rain in Singapore, that came a little bit late in the Grand Prix for Cliffy, for his chances to his race to come alive. But Beastars and Lewis, they've been a class above today. But Lewis, as a result of penalties, is going to win this. Beastars is going to round the final couple of corners. He's going to win it on the road, but due to penalties, it's going to go to Lewis. Round the final couple of corners they go in. Beastars hits the line first. He's going to be second. Lewis is going to win for the second time in his career in ILR. He wins as a result of penalties. A fantastic drive from him. He comes of age this season on his return. He takes it to Pistas and beats him. It's a fantastic evening here in Singapore for Force India because Senna Mercedes brings it home to complete the podium. And Vijay Mallya, from wherever he's watching, will be loving this, as is Bob Fairley on the pit wall. A great evening. The dark sky is being lit up by fireworks. A jet crashes across the line to come home fourth, a little bit like Lewis did in qualifying. Zalin is going to come home fifth as the fireworks fly above the racetrack here in Singapore. Zalin round the final turn, sliding his way around it to come home in fifth. And it will be Cliffy in sixth. A case of what might have been for Cliffy this afternoon and leading the race by going long on those softs, praying for rain. He's sixth. Frisky CG a long way back in seventh. He was in the wall quite often this afternoon, Jamie, wasn't he?
It was a messy race.
I think there's going to be, unusually, Jamie, I think there's going to be quite a few stewards reports this afternoon, or this evening. Charlie is going to be a
busy one tonight.
Up later tonight. There'll be no night out for Charlie, I wouldn't have thought. In Singapore tonight, as Michael crosses the line in 8th. He'll be furious with this afternoon. And Hayden hits the line in 9th. We'll quickly run down that after all the penalties that have occurred in this race in a few moments. But yeah, the likes of Pistas with his bump earlier on with Lewis when he sent him into a spin, that will get investigated, I would have thought. And, probably the CG battle with Danielle will get investigated. Quite a few incidents to be discussed for Charlie Whiting. But look at that. Fantastic afternoon for Lewis. He is on the podium. He is the victor here in Singapore. A fantastic result for him. A second ILR victory after his victory in Brazil on F1 2016. He can really take it to the next season in the championship. We can move to Japan next. It promises to be another cracker, but he beats Pistas from his teammate Zera Mercedes in third. The 2 Force Indies up there, absolutely loving it. And Jamie, I've got to ask you for your final call on driver of the day.
Oh, driver of the day, I'll probably give it to... Oh dear. I don't know. You know what? I'm probably going to give it to Jeff's Revenge. Jeff's Revenge is my driver of the day.
Jeff's Revenge. I was thinking Jeff's Revenge, but I thought about it again, and I'm going to go for Lewis. I've thought I'll rethink. I want to hear what you guys think in the comments. Who you think, was it Lewis, was it Jeff's Revenge, was it someone else that caught your eye? Let us know in the comments. But there you go, that's the end of our Singapore Grand Prix, a marathon Singapore Grand Prix. Look at the time, at 55 minutes and 32 seconds. If that rain continued, we would have probably hit the 2-hour limit if it was 100% distance. But there you go, Lewis wins it from Pistas in second. Zera Mercedes finishes third to complete a double Force India podium. Jeff's Revenge moves up from 10th place in the grid to 4th, solid result for him in 4th. Zalin, the Hungarian driver, the most quiet driver on the grid all afternoon, finished in 5th position. Cliffy was 6th, and it was 7th for Frisky CJ. Hayden was 8th, and Michael was the last of the finishers in 9th. The rest of them ended up bouncing along the barrier, Jamie, didn't they?
Yeah, a lot of them, more than half the grid. But PU failures, brake failures, crashes and stuff like that, it's been unfortunate, but it's been a good race all around. Had me on the edge of my seat till the very end. And hopefully it'll be the same next week in Malaysia, right?
Oh, sorry, I said Japan, Malaysia.
Yeah, Malaysia.
Silly me. Silly me. We're going to Malaysia next. Apologies, folks. Do not fly out to Japan. We're not going there. We're going to Malaysia, folks. I do apologise. You never know. You could always get some rain there, Jamie, couldn't you? Always a possibility.
Oh yeah, always a possibility. What a track! What a track!
And it's great for overtaking as well. This one's a little bit limited on overtaking. I cannot wait to see if Lewis can continue this form. He'll be taking on Pistas, he'll be taking on Michelangelo, who'll be looking to come back into form. Shimasi will be looking to get back into form. And of course Falcon, can he finally come of age? Can Cliffy get back on form? There's so many drivers who are capable of winning at the moment. Unfortunately tonight, we are too late. We're really rammed up for time here. We're too late for driver interviews. We've got 5 minutes time. We've got ILR2 coming up, so be sure to tune into that one. And of course tune in on Tuesday night as well for the ULC United League Championship, where ILR will be represented by Asa Pace and Shimasi. They'll be hoping for better evenings than tonight. Jamie, a final word from you.
I don't think I have anything else to say besides see you next week in Malaysia, I guess.
Okay, I'll see you all next week in Malaysia. Jamie's excited, I'm excited.
Adios.